Right, so as the final installment in the series I still don't have a name for, we're taking a look at the most well-known of our 3 indie animations, so say hello to the show with so many physics-defying moments that I'm actually going to put the counter back in. This is Atlas and the Stars. The animation of this space dust is done at like 3 frames per second. Planets that were this close together would definitely collide and destroy each other, not to mention the ridiculous orbits that these moons would have. Missing the obvious dad joke. Why are the windows in this Picasso-looking arrangement, and why are some of them several stories tall? Atlas pulls off some Taylor Swift level quick change. So we learned that the gloves and goggles have special sci-fi magic, but what's the point of the ascot? This shot shows Atlas running past an open window that isn't present in the next shot. Proof that the smartphone is the height of technology, also background characters being animated at half the normal frame rate again. Why do you make this surprised motion? Are you telling me you had no idea where the ships were going up until this point? This fruit stand is terrible. There's one tiny poster and the price sign is barely legible.
My name is Atlas. If you can't guess what I'm doing, I'm running away from my home planet.
Narration of everything that visual storytelling already told us.
My place is out there, among the stars.
Conveniently timed comet. These open lights somehow cast directional beams.
Stealing a ship thing. It's not like I don't have any experience with stuff like this.
This wall is incredibly far out of plumb. Someone needs to call the building inspector.
You're probably just imagining things again.
Hey, I totally heard something last time.
The mouth movements don't line up with what this guy is saying. Generic walk sound effect.
Wow. That's a lot of ships.
And conveniently, absolutely no people. There is no reason for this ship to make a sound.
Ugh.
She sticks her left hand out only for her right hand to appear in the next shot.
Let's get the heck out of here!
Where is the big-ass building Atlas was hiding behind before? This 180 hook turn would almost certainly cause the ship to burn up in the atmosphere or crash out of the sky. I'm not sure what this ring is supposed to be, but it definitely doesn't align with physics. Also, cracks this big in a planet would definitely cause it to split apart. Steven Universe reference. Playing video games on the job.
How's it hanging?
Ugh. I've got no time to indulge in your usual chit-chat, Cosmo. Let me make this short.
A wild New York accent appears halfway through this sentence.
Hey, wait. Did you just say feeding day? I could have sworn we just had one of those. I get that the planet's super unstable and stuff, and...
Obvious lore dump is obvious.
About time.
You walk into this room despite knowing that he is in here and doesn't want you to be.
The sense of unease is going to kill me.
Interstellar Batman over here has no peripheral vision.
Render my imagination, and bring me home.
The scale of these 3 objects keeps changing. Also, I really want this room. Random glitch effect to make sure the audience knows we haven't been teleported anywhere. Insert tragic backstory to justify the murderous intent we get later.
This power inside of me is dwindling, and I've no idea how much longer I can keep this planet alive.
Given this is the case, your actions at the end of this episode make absolutely no sense.
After all this time, why feel the need to hide yourself? Even from me.
Asking why his dead wife feels the need to hide herself before immediately hiding his own emotions. Step 3, yeet the child. You only start trying to leave now despite the fact that that door never went away. Distance makes no sense in this room. How did you go from being a couple meters away to being this far out?
Let's speak.
Yes, of course, sir. The time of feeding. It's approaching.
He knows this already.
Pretty impressive speeds. But is that all you got?
Talking to inanimate objects.
Here we go!
If that felt underwhelming to you, don't worry, you're not alone, and I will talk about it in a bit. Atlas becomes bald for this shot. Why are we staring into the rearview mirror?
Alright, let's take it easy. Don't want to waste too much fuel yet. That stuff is not easy to get your hands on.
This piece of dialogue marks my other major problem with this show, but again, we'll talk about it at the end. Atlas randomly stumbles upon this inspection point because space is a one-dimensional line. A large amount of air should have just rushed into this chamber that was previously a vacuum.
Ship inspections? They're gonna realize I stole the ship!
Nope. Instead, you're going to be saddled with the most incompetent inspection officer this side of Sagittarius A-star.
Oh, hey, new guy. Whatever your name is.
Oh, it's atmosphere.
Okay, we get it. The show is set in space. You do not have to name everything after astronomical phenomena. Try saying that 5 times fast.
And remember, there's no breaks, no messing around, and no room for mistakes.
Even in super advanced interplanetary civilizations, you can't escape the uptight manager.
Thank.
The middle support for this billboard is both unnecessary and not centered.
There's got to be a way out of this.
How did this bag not go flying with all the speed changes and sharp turns you did?
Looks like you're all good to go.
Why is he addressing the ship from so far away?
I sure hope the rest of the queue is easy.
Famous last words.
Whoa!
Does absolutely nobody in this show have eyes that work?
Quick, someone do something!
I'm calling for backup right now.
Sounds like bring your kid to work day over here. Alright, so in the interest of not sitting through all 30 minutes of this video and being able to finish editing this before 2025, I'm going to stop the unhelpful commentary there and get to my review of this pilot, because I've seen pretty much everything I need to. Now don't take me stopping this pilot early as evidence that I don't like it. I do like this pilot and this show idea. The tone is pretty good and consistent, it takes itself seriously when it needs to, and it has a comic relief character that is just bubbly and likable instead of forcing them to crack one-liners every 5 minutes. My biggest positive for this show, however, has to be the visual side of it. The characters are memorable and very distinct without hurting my eyeballs, the animation is smooth as butter, and it's obvious that the person who made this has been doing this animation stuff for a while now. The art style is a great choice for a show like this and allows for all of the futuristic tech to be shown off properly while still keeping it easy to animate, and the colouring is soft and easy on the eyes. That being said, while the visual aspect of this show is top notch, the audio aspect is poor, to say the least. The soundtrack to the show is very repetitive, and while some parts that are supposed to be calm and collected are just that, the energetic and exciting moments don't have the score needed to get your heart racing. To demonstrate this, I'm going to play a clip from Murder Drones and compare it to Atlas in the Stars to show you exactly what I mean.
This must be brand new. All I'll need now is your license and... Hey!
Don't take this personal, man. I just really need to get out of here.
Ah! What did you do to me?
It comes off easily. Kinda. You'll be fine.
Now, I'm not saying you need AJ DeSpirito on this show before you make it big, but you kinda need AJ DeSpirito on this show before you make it big. There's just not enough volume or variation in the music during these intense scenes to make it energizing, and that really sucks because it ends up making the characters' actions and dialogue sound really goofy. Speaking of dialogue, some of the lines these characters say feel a little forced. And that's not anything against the voice actors, no, they've done a brilliant job. Can't fault any of the major VAs on this show. But you will get some lines that are just obviously there to explain the lore to you and are not something that any person would actually say. And it's made even worse by the fact that you have brilliant visual storytelling that could explain these points without shoving it down the audience's throats, but it's done anyway. The biggest example of this is this dude, who exists solely as an exposition dump. But overall, the show is good. Did it have me on the edge of my seat like I was watching a new Murder Drones episode? No. But it is a thoroughly entertaining story that I would recommend you watch if you haven't already. And if they fix the issues they still have, I could see this becoming the next hit animation on YouTube. But that's all I've got for today. Thank you all for watching this little mini-series, and have a good one.